So they poured 2 days ago, even though there's the caution tape. That was just for kind of first aid. But yeah, look at this. All my tubes are buried. Everything is ready to go as far as getting the upper portion of the inflow heat in. So we got our kind of the stuff in our mechanical room. Got my drain tile. There's the water inlet. The electrical panel. I don't think they haven't put anything else in there. I think they're gonna do that probably next week. Pachi's pretty excited that she can walk around the whole basement. She was very concerned about walking on the pads with the tubes because they kind of made funny noises and they moved a little bit. So she said, no, thank you. So yeah, I'm gonna get all of my stuff out for putting in the hangers. So they're gonna go in between all of these joists here, or most of the joists. I guess we'll kind of have to navigate around some of these, but I'll at least put the hangers in, and then when all the heating guys come, then we can kind of make our plans as far as what to do about going in between all these pipes and everything. But the pipes and everything are rated for pretty high heat, so the tubes will not get high enough to damage them, or the temperature in them will not get high enough to damage them. So yeah, like I said, Pati's pretty excited to be able to just kind of walk around in the whole basement again, and I'll set up her bed so she can just kind of chill while I'm working here. We're gonna get rocking. I knew when I made the decision to go with the in-floor heat for every part of the house that it was going to be a very challenging task for me to undertake, because I just couldn't afford to have it hired out. I think if I had it hired out, it would cost me somewhere in the realm of probably close to $30,000. And that was just not an option for me. So here I'm drilling the holes for the joists. And I made a mistake on the first day. I had gotten a ladder that I thought would be sufficient, but it ended up not being. It was not tall enough, and it was kind of unstable. So the entire time I was trying to drill the holes for the tubes to go through on the end, I couldn't really get my balance right. I felt really unstable the whole time, and it just made it really difficult for me to concentrate on putting all the holes in. So about halfway, I determined that I was going to need to go with a different ladder. And I also realized that I had made a mistake in not bringing my safety glasses. So that's why I have my sunglasses, and I'm kind of constantly adjusting them because there's so much sawdust flying that it was getting in my eyes, and I was really worried about getting sawdust lodged under a contact lens or kind of somehow scratching my eye. So that became a real concern for me. After drilling a good number of holes through the joist, I decided to kind of give my arms a bit of a break and do the hangers. So the hangers are the ones going in between the joists that actually will hold the tubes in place. So I kind of struggled with the best way to do it. Here I'm using my screwdriver, and that was not a good decision. It was very inefficient. I couldn't get everything where it needed to go, and I felt like I was just pressing on it as hard as I possibly could. It was just not working for me at all. Eventually I did end up switching over to my impact driver, and that was a night and day difference, even with how tired I was. And you can see there my hair is all frizzly because it was very humid that day, but it was a lot easier with the impact driver. Everything just kind of went in real quick, but it was still a very challenging thing because, like I said, this ladder was not great. I felt like I was very precarious on it. I kept feeling like I was just about to lose my balance and fall over, and I'm standing too high on it, but I couldn't reach the subfloor unless I stood that high. So it was just a very, very unsafe, very precarious feeling combination. And kind of looking back on it, I'm amazed that I came out of it as unscathed as I did with only a little bit of muscle soreness. It definitely could have ended way, way worse. I pushed myself pretty hard that day. At the end, my muscles were all shaking. I could barely lift anything. So it's definitely one of the toughest days I've done, not excluding when I worked with COVID. But in the end, I was like, okay, I think I have a handle on what I need to do better for the next time I come out. So I am back at the house. It is 8:30 next morning, and even though yesterday did not go the way I wanted it to, I am refusing to think of it as a failure. It was a learning experience. That's what we are deciding. So today I'm smart. I got my safety glasses. My hair is tucked into the back of my shirt. Got my long sleeve shirt on for the sawdust. Much better. After helping my dad with the wood chipping, I went back and I decided to keep going with the hangers. And I got a new ladder. This one was much more stable, was taller, and it made so much difference. It was hard to put into words. I could actually feel like I wasn't about to fall on my face on the concrete, and I was able to get a lot more done. So I only got 1 or 2 rows, well, technically 2 3/4 of these hangers put in because my muscles were just telling me that they're done, and I'm not gonna keep pressing on when I'm shaking and I just have no control over anything. So yeah, 4 down, like probably close to 60 to go, but when you press on, it's going to feel amazing when I turn on the floor heat in the winter and it is just nice and warm and the house stays beautiful and warm inside, which is the goal all along, is that I do not want to be cold in the winter. I hate being cold. So I have that going, and hopefully I'll be able to get it all done tomorrow. So we finally finished the framing for the garage, and here's our little bump out, and there's Pachi. So this will allow me to get a larger car in here than I had originally measured for, and I wrote them a note to please put the electric car charger there or thereabouts. So yeah, you can see the delineation between the garage, and then this is going to be the downstairs bedroom. So you can very clearly see we've got a 2x6 wall all the way around to allow for plenty of insulation. The garage will probably just get a little bit of warmth simply because it is going to be next to the house. Pachi, come here. You're not trapped, I promise. Pachi. There you go. Good girl. But yeah, so we got that going. Once all the tubes were put through the joists, I had to go through and put them in the hangers and then attach the fins to them. So these fins basically act as heat conductors to more evenly heat the space between the joists. This will make it so that there's basically an air pocket underneath the floor, keeping it warm. This helps it be more efficient and also a more even heating system than just the tubes by themselves, or even the tubes with a metal conductor plate attached directly to the subfloor. Basically, this way the heating system is functioning less like a heat coil and more like a heated blanket or a wetsuit. Now this part was fairly unforgiving. These aluminum fins are sharp, so I should have been wearing my gloves when I was doing this. I did not, and so I ended up with cuts all over my hands when I was done. There are a total of 550 fins underneath the floor.
Why?
Hey!
Why?
Why? Because we fucking can! Because we fucking can! And if we can, we do! And if we lift our heel off their necks now, they'll just come at us!